Okay, this is the walk around, startup, check lights, etc. video for the 1984 Kawasaki GPz ZX750 Turbo. And this bike is in immaculate condition, and I've just pulled it out of museum display where it's been for about the last 10 years. And put a new battery in, fresh non-ethanol premium. Started right up. Runs like a champ. This bike was purchased from the original owner, who was a machinist. And I'll point out some stuff that you won't notice unless you're looking for it. But he has gone over the entire bike and one-off machined all these little fasteners that cover the ends of the bolts, or covers the end of the threads. Here, 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 here. And this guy must have spent days doing this, because this has to be CNC machined from the inside to fit over the hex bolt, and they're just pressed on lightly. Here. And what this does is, like, here's the swing arm bolt. Here. And I'm missing some, I'm sure, but they're everywhere. And what it does is it cleans the bike up. When you stand back and you look at it, you don't see any bolt heads or threads or anything, and it's just really spiffs it up. So I'll do a walk around, and you can see that there's no damage on the bike, which is the reason I bought it from this guy. And it has the anti-dive forks. So I'm shooting this about 35 degrees outside, but the sun this time of year is really low, and so it seems like you get shadows on everything. But check out the condition of the wheels and the discs. And this is a bright fighting red color of the bike, so if you see any orange hue to it, it's only going to be because of the video and the sun. And here you can see, up here you see the oil cooler, and then here everything runs down into the turbo. And Kawasaki did a cool thing on this bottom cowling. It's a tough matte plastic, so if it takes a rock, it just bounces off. It doesn't chip paint or anything. That's kind of cool. Okay. You can see it's double overhead cam, 4 valve heads. Has the digital fuel injection, which is really nice because it starts up. Down here you can see where the oil level is. And it's fresh oil and filter. The front brakes and rear brakes have been flushed. And the tires have about 95% tread on them. You can see the exhaust pipes. There's no scratches or damage. They're all original. And you'll also see from my museum display that I got a special interest plate, which in Oregon, you get the plate one time and it's good forever. You never have to renew it. So if the bike is purchased from somebody that lives in Oregon, the plate will go with the bike. And if it is purchased by somebody that lives outside of Oregon, I'll just keep the plate and move it to one of my other motorcycles in the museum. You can just see the condition of everything here. And again, note the pipes, the condition of the pipes. There's just no damage. This is a really nice specimen of a bike. And they run a 530 chain on this thing, which is something you could run a lumber mill with. And I'll also be taking a bunch of still pictures too. You can see the tank is just perfect, and it has the 21,000 miles on it. But this guy, I'm sure, spent more time cleaning and detailing the bike than he did riding it, because it doesn't show any wear to speak of. So I'll turn the key on, and you have a fuel gauge And you see here, the oil light is flashing there and there because there's no oil pressure. And once you start the bike, it obviously goes away. But this one here flashes until you start the bike to prove to you that the light bulb is good before you start the bike. So if it ever comes on, you know, you're going to want to do something, but this is just validating that the bulb is good. So here is the starter, and it's fuel injected. And you can see the condition of all the controls. And if you look at the tach, you can see that when you push this button here, it goes into a voltmeter. So you can see at 12 o'clock, see the volt? That's what measures the volts. So even at idle, it's 13.5 volts. So that's a nice feature. Here's the turbo gauge, and I can rev it, but you're not going to see it go from left to right unless there's a load on the engine. So, you know, you have to be like in second gear and open it up, put a load on. Then as the turbo engages, it just goes in increments all the way over to this side for full engagement. And the turbo starts to kick in around 5,000 miles or so. And there's the neutral light, left turn signal, right turn signal, high beam, which is pretty muted. Okay, and so here is the high beam, or low beam, excuse me, and the high beam, left front turn signal, left rear turn signal, right rear turn signal, right front turn signal, horn, let it warm up a little bit. But you will not find a bike that is in better cosmetic condition than this bike is, which is, like I said, why I bought it. There's just nothing that you can nitpick on about it. So after you read all of the text and watch the video a couple times, look at all the pictures, if you have any relevant questions, feel free to reach out to me. Thank you.